Welcome to this beautiful day. I hope you are doing fantastic in your life. Here I am adjusting the lights. Make sure you can see me, see my hands, see my face, see my eyes. One of the things that I learned from Dan Ariely, which is a professor, he used to be working at Duke. I'm not sure where he is now. Dan Ariely actually proved that eyes are the mirror inside your soul, is a glimpse inside your soul. He was talking about a few experiments where people were looking into the eyes of someone and they were able to tell their emotional temperature, how they were feeling about this moment, and perhaps where they were going. So when you can see somebody in their eyes, you can get a lot of information from that. And I think it came across from our ancestors who came before us when they were determining, is this person, can be they be trusted, is that a person a foe or a friend? So the eyes tell it. The eyes tell the stories that our words sometimes cannot. So here it is. So make sure you're doing good. All right, so welcome to this session. Please join everyone. Get comfortable in your seat. Open your heart, open your ears, open your eyes. And I would like to share something that is important to me. And I've been following this work for at least 5, maybe 6 years. And it comes from a resource that was written by Don Miguel Ruiz. He wrote this book. It's called The Four Agreements. The Four Agreements was in 1997 and sold around 9 million copies and has been on the New York Times best-selling list for almost a decade. So I'd like to share with you the four agreements that come directly from that book. There's only four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you won't get too many. And I gotta tell you, if you're watching this right now, you're probably on a quest for a better life. You're looking for something that works, something that is proven, something that you can actually do and not get a master's degree before you can implement. So it's quick and easy. 4 agreements. I hope they resonate with you so you can implement them in your life. All right, ready? Let's go. Number 1, be impeccable with your word. Be impeccable with your word. What does that even mean? Impeccable. It's a long word, even bigger meaning. Impeccable word, according to the Oxford Dictionary that I looked up, is something of the highest performance standard, something that is the highest, unblemished. It has the highest performance, highest integrity. And when I say be impeccable with your word, be impeccable with your word. If you make a promise, deliver on the promise. If you say something, you're going to do it, you do it. And if you don't, this is the most interesting part about this whole situation. If you don't do what you say you will do, then you have to ask yourself, what is going on? Is that because I didn't write it down? I didn't make a note of it. I didn't capture what I said. Is that because I changed my mind? Did you change your mind? Was it no longer convenient or no longer necessary to do it? So in the middle of this promise, you broke that promise. So it is not for you to fault yourself and get a shame and judgment on yourself, but rather ask, why is this happening? Can this be prevented in the future? Is this something that you don't have to make those promises? Because every time you make a promise, you break it, a little bit part of your integrity is being chipped away. And it's being chipped away, a little bit crack here, a little bit crack there. And over time, you look yourself in the mirror and you don't even recognize the person that you are becoming. And then what even worse next is we have cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance, which will create breaks in your behavior. It will create crisis of your identity and will create big disruptions to your life. That's a lot of information. I'm even out of breath on this one, but I want you to listen and to really lean into this information. Be impeccable with your word. Do exactly what you say you will do. Deliver on your promises. And in those rare occasions when you can't, ask honestly, gently, with grace of yourself, perhaps with few accountability partners, why didn't you deliver on those promises? Okay, agreement number 2 is don't take anything personally. OMG. We love to take things personally. We love to make it about ourselves. But the reality of it is, people really don't care. If you survey someone and get inside their brain, or you ask them to complete a survey, and you ask them how much of their day's thoughts are about you, unless there's a money exchange or somebody owes the money or their romantic relationship, people don't really think about you. It's sad, but it's so true. So don't take anything personally. Everything someone does, says, or doesn't do, 95% of the time, it is not about you. It is 100% about them. Let that sink in. Let that just marinate a little bit in your brain. It is almost never about you. It is how they feel about themselves, where they are going. And can you even ascertain or judge that somebody has enough maturity to really be hurtful? Maybe they just don't know any better. Maybe they just never been taught, nobody told them, nobody cared enough to explain that it's not socially acceptable or it's not effective. Nobody even took the time. And they behave this way because this is how they were brought up, and they don't have any courage or inkling or drive to become better. They just don't. They like to come home, turn on the TV, on the Netflix, get some food, and lay on the couch for the rest of the night. That is it. That is miserable existence. There is something that you gave up on your life. It's not even living, it's an existence. Is that what you want? Or do you want any part of it, of those people that you're interacting with? That's the question you have to answer for yourself. My thought about this: don't take anything personally. It is never about you. It is always about the people who are you dealing with and working with. Okay, agreement number 3. I'm sorry, out of three agreements. Excuse me, 4 agreements. Agreement number 3: don't make any assumptions. And this kind of ties up to the previous one. Don't take things personally. Don't make assumptions. It is not about you. It is always about the people you're working with. If you make an assumption about something or someone, you create a barrier. You create resistance. You create something that is so difficult to overcome. Take a deep breath. Acknowledge the things you cannot change. Move forward and don't assume anything. One of the things that have helped me, believe it or not, over the last several years is being a student and also a teacher of improv classes and games. In improv, what improv allows you to do is to shake it off, all those layers of defense, all those guards, and all those defensive posture that sometimes we show to the world, and mask. You remove so many masks when you in improv class, and then over time you don't even recognize that you are becoming a person who doesn't take things personally, who doesn't assume, and actually stay right here in this present moment to make sure that they make their stage partners look great. Okay, so we had 3. And they are, just go quickly: be impeccable with your word, don't take anything personally, don't make assumptions. And agreement number 4: always do your best. And of course, your best is maybe getting up in the morning, maybe getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, going for a gym, or going for a walk. Maybe perhaps it's increasing your output by 10% today, or maybe making 5 more sales calls by the end of the week, or perhaps it is increasing your team output and performance by 30% over the next 3 months. How can you measure that you're doing your best? Ask. This is a very something you have to reflect on yourself. Ask those very honest questions, and also push the envelope a little bit. Take more risks. When you're doing your best, there's always an opportunity to stretch your performance, to stretch your vision, to stretch your capability. Always see if you can just stretch those visions, those goals, because that's where life really pulsates at the beat of life and joy. It doesn't stay in one little place. River wants to go. There's a movement of sun, the earth, the ocean. Change is the language of the universe. Change is the pace of the universe. So you cannot stay in one place. You have to keep on moving. So if you're watching this, I feel that there's something that's calling on your heart. You're watching it now, perhaps in a future replay. You want something better out of your life. Take a consideration at these 4 agreements from this resource. Is be impeccable with your word. Your word is part of your identity. Once you say the word, it becomes part of who you are. Don't take anything personally. Don't make any assumptions, and always do your best. If you focus on those 4 things today, I guarantee you will create a higher quality of life tomorrow. Thank you, everyone, for your time, your presence, and your attention. Those are the most precious gifts you can share with another human being. And those things are not lost on me. Thank you, everyone. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and share it with everyone in your world who you care about. Thank you, everyone, and I'll see you soon.